Okay, and finally in tonight's Three and Out, Alan, we will begin with you, and this is our official Three and Out sneak peek question. You can find it on the official The Middle Classholes Facebook page. Alan, would you rather wake up in the middle of an unknown desert or wake up in a rowboat on an unknown body of water?
I mean, it's both terrible. So I will tell you that my gut would say pick desert because I don't like water all that much, but water is very important for life. So fundamental problem. But obviously I'm leaning water. Is this saltwater or freshwater? Do I know?
Well, see, I guess that's the point, is it's unknown, so there's a potential it could be either or, and I guess you would have to test it yourself.
It's 50-50.
It's a 50-50 shot.
I mean, it's still probably better than landing in the desert.
No, it's not 50-50.
Let me ask you this. What would it necessarily matter for you personally if it was freshwater or saltwater? Because you can't drink either one in reality, or you're going to end up... Well, saltwater will dehydrate you. Freshwater will cause just earth-shattering diarrhea to squirt out of every orifice in your body.
All right. Well, are we saying that the freshwater source is going to do that, or are you saying that all fresh water naturally occurring does that? Because there's a difference.
Would assume. What do you mean? I would assume, you're not waking up in rainwater. You're waking up like Lake Michigan or the Hudson River. That's fresh water. You gotta suck that down and be okay?
I mean, no, but you could probably get by with a little bit of it for survival. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm just gonna be sucking down gallons of the shit, but there's a difference. If I start sucking down gallons of the salt water, it's fucking game over.
That's true.
So, I think just for sheer survival's sake, I've got to go water. Even if it is salt water, I mean, most likely I'm just going to die. But I can at least try. I don't know how one desalinates water without tools. But, I mean, I guess that's worth a shot.
You certainly can't boil water on a boat.
No, not at all. I don't know how that would work. But, the chance of water is better than landing in fucking a desert with very slim chance of getting water. Or even finding animals to feed yourself, all of the rest of that shit. We didn't even get to food. Just water.
Okay. Yeah, I just feel like there'd be more fish in salt water for some reason. You'd have more of a chance of catching something versus freshwater. But yeah, the dehydration thing, you're fucked either way, desert or...
Yeah, I feel like that's you've got it, the immediate play in emergency survival mode is all right, water. And then shelter. I guess, and then food. Honestly, shelter before food. You can give some food. You just need to find a place to cook that shit. So, yeah, water. It's all about the water for me. So I got to take the shot at that because if I land in the desert, it could just be 3 days, not even without water.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wes,
I have absolutely zero reason to believe that there's anything good that could come out of being dropped in a desert. Especially being as white as I am. I think the only survival skill that I know is you could, assuming you have something to wrap around your head, the clothes on your back. I don't carry around a bandana. I know that you can urinate on that and then put it around your head, and that actually helps with hydration. I learned that from Bear Grylls, by the way. That being said... I don't know. By the way, you said it's 50-50 that you wind up in salt versus natural water.
Yeah.
I think that math is way off because what percentage of the world's bodies of water are salt?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying.
We're just saying there's
you
two
end
types.
up in an unknown body of water, so it's 50-50 whether you're in an unknown freshwater source or an unknown. I mean, yeah, the Pacific Ocean is huge, but that's one body of water. There's 5 Great Lakes, so it's a body of water. So technically speaking, I could still... The freshwater option could actually weigh more in my favor.
Right, but I could also... Okay, hold on. I could wind up in Lake George in New York and conceivably row myself out of there within a day, maybe 2. What deserts are... what deserts are like 1 day worth of trudging through.
That's
fucking
true.
Spaceball style.
You could stumble upon a water source in a desert. I mean, there are very sporadic water sources in the desert. There are very sporadic food sources in the desert. It would be, I would argue that as sparse as food opportunities are in the desert, you as a bipedal animal would probably have a better opportunity to catch an animal in the desert than you would to catch a fish in water, like with just your hands swimming because you're out of your element.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I weigh all the options.
There's certainly there's certainly something that's appealing about being able to use my feet. Now, yes, in the boat you're able to use your feet, but you're at the mercy of the water. This is not your, if something were to capsize, or you wind up having to float or swim or whatever, then you might be fucked. Whereas the desert, what do you pass out from dehydration and you fall face first and you can still breathe. I don't know though. I think I'm still going with the water. I'll take my chances out there. The desert, I don't know. I just feel like I'd get dropped smack dab in the middle of the Sahara with nothing but continents on the side of me.
Now, see, my problem is I'm deathly afraid of open bodies of water. I don't know what it is. It's the fact that I can't see what's underneath of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a bunch of people on Facebook saying, like, at least you could use the water to, like, cool off if you were overly hot. I don't see... I feel like you're going to die of exposure. Your opportunity to die of exposure is equal in both locations. So I feel like I go back to what you said, the fact that I could use my feet and my hands to manipulate the environment around me. I mean, people lived in the deserts and have lived in deserts for centuries. So it's possible. And I'm cocky enough to believe that I could pull it off because I'm an idiot. Even if it came down to me, like, I don't know, like burying myself in sand for 8 hours a day until the sun started to go down. I feel like as long as I stayed in one direction, didn't get too batshit crazy, and just kept walking, eventually, if I found a water source, an animal, I could probably make it out of there. But the water, I wouldn't know. Personally, I wouldn't know which direction to row.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know how to get food. I'd only be praying for rain so I could get a drink. So I'm going with the desert only and solely because it's land, and I know how that shit works.
Yeah, and you can breathe on land. Right? Something like that. Science.
Maybe.
That's that science shit.
And I'm going to pat myself on the back for using the word bipedal. I'm very proud of myself.
Nice.
Bipedal. Algorithm. Bipedal. Merging.
Today's words of the day.
All right.
And that is your 3 and Out. Remember, it is brought to you by the Shin Splints Recovery Group, and you can find them on Facebook.
And you can find us now on iTunes. Big deal. Big fucking deal. Right?
Yeah.
We're now plugged in. We're now in the matrix. We're now a part of the system.
We are basically Steve Jobs. And Steve Jobs is us.